comes from?
Right off online.
Okay. Definitely. Harassment. Sexual assault. Oh yeah. Violation. Wow. Wow. Sounds like a violation to me. Title 16, Crimes and Offenses.
All right, now, when you
be arrested for
when you saw the photos, what did you? All right, we've discussed when you saw the photos. You felt he was using them to humiliate her. You felt they were taken in executive session, which is strictly for city matters such as personnel, accusation of land, etc.
I'm pretty sure they was taken in executive session. I'm not saying that Eric Steele took the pictures.
Correct.
But somebody that was in executive session
took the
those pictures, and of the people that was in executive session, one of those people took that photo and shared it with Eric Steele.
And then, what do you believe Mr. Steele's intentions was when he put the photos on Facebook?
I believe it was to humiliate Debbie Johnson. I think it was part of a wider conspiracy, and I would have to say even the word political, because why would somebody with an executive session share a photo between a person's legs?
Do you feel that by him posting that photo, that he was posting pornographic material? But do you believe it was a pornographic photo?
Yes, I believe.
Do you believe it was there to depict Miss Johnson's private areas?
Yes.
That should not have been depicted.
Exactly.
So it was attempting to show her nudity.
Of the cover male genitals in a discretionary, turgent state.
And with that you and I just discussed, would you, well, you know this for a fact, so I'm going to come out and ask you, because Miss Johnson says you're the one she got it from. When you showed Miss Johnson those photos, was she, or when you explained to her and then you saw her for the first time, do you think she had any idea there was photos of her genital area being shown on the internet or being shown on Facebook?
No, I don't think she had no idea. I know she didn't have no idea. No. They were posted without her knowledge.
And consent, correct?
And consent,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't know nothing about it.
So it's safe to say that she had no idea the photos were even taken or put out there.
Exactly.
Out there on social media. And I ask that because of the new laws, and I'll go ahead and go into it now, and I've asked you to read that code section, because looking into this, I agree. It's absolutely humiliating. Nobody should ever have to go through that. And we're looking into the other part of this, which, because of the peep up the dress deal or whatever you want to call it, not being a violation because of Georgia's fine legislation.
Upskirt, yeah.
Yeah, of Georgia, their fine legislative ruling that hopefully will be changed. But absolutely, without a doubt, you and I know, because we both shared the article that we both read today, Mr. Steely says that he clearly put them on there.
Okay.
He wouldn't tell who gave him the photo, but he clearly said he did that.
He did.
Would you agree? And then you and I talking roughly, when you showed Miss Johnson and explained to her, knowing her for as long as you have, you could tell by her body language, her expression, her concerns, her humiliation, that she had no idea that the photos were there or even put on social media, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's
Wow. Could I
yeah, I'm writing
make a
something.
copy of this?
What I'm doing,
I could have it for myself.
yeah, is I'm gonna, yeah, let me hold on, I'm gonna write something down for you, so that,
And I'd like to have a copy of the report you write up.
yeah, it's,
I have to sign it or something.
no, sir, what I'll do, you don't have to sign it, and then you're gonna probably, yeah, I'm gonna finish with you, and then I'll explain to you where I'm going and what I plan on doing.
Okay.
That way we're done, and then my looking into, or let me rephrase it, my interview with you will be done.
Okay.
But then when the interview portion's done, I'll explain to you what I'm gonna do and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, and then, but
Well, this is the first for me. Never been interviewed.
yeah, no, and
Never been in trouble. for
well, and
anything.
and nobody's in trouble. Well, interviewing you, you're not in trouble. I'm just trying to get facts, and like I said, Miss Johnson said they come from you. I needed to know
Yeah.
her reaction when you first told her. That was important to me in my
Very,
case.
very emotional.
And she felt it was humiliating, and she was upset. And her and I only had two
First
conversations.
word out of her mouth
and-
was pervert,
Yeah.
pervert. I was surprised. I mean, I know I was disgusted.
And the key points is it's a group off of Eric's page called Eric's Page, and Miss Johnson is going to have some of those screenshots that you took to be sure to give her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right,
He's got them all.
great.
In fact, you have almost all of them right there.
Okay, yes, I got a great portion, and I'm gonna
Compile it.
Yes, sir. And I need something in color. And the reason why is because I take that picture as the same way you took it. It's him, to me, at this particular point. At this particular point, I feel we've got some disgusting, and I'll use the word perverted people, just like she agrees. But after a weekend and several other days of looking into this, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, this is what I can find to try to get her some justice.
Yeah. And even on his site, he put on there that he even shared it with 150 other people.
That's exactly, which is just more evidence for what I need, because you're interpreting this like me. I'm just getting a second
Can he be
opinion.
arrested today?
I am...
Or you got to talk to the DA first? Or,
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, no, and then...
Proper
in
police
this,
procedure.
well... All right, let me cover what we've talked about, and then
Okay.
I'll conclude our investigation, and then we'll talk. You good with that?
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Basically, I asked you to come talk to me, and you did, and it was about the Miss Johnson being humiliated with her photo of between her legs being taken. We discovered that you also feel it was taken during executive session. You found it on Eric Steely's Facebook page called Eric's Page, which is a group of his home page of being Eric Steely's Facebook profile.
Yeah.
All right. And you also noticed and found that he has 3 friends that were on that page that were in executive session that day, and we discussed them to be Mayor Pig Jones, Bill Heron, and Ernie Stanhope.
Exactly.
All right. And then on July 15th...
And also, Holbrook was in there, executive session, too.
All right.
Tim Holbrook. Was he's in the video.
Okay. And then Tim Holbrook. So is it safe to say it's okay for me to change it from 3 to 4?
4, yeah.
Okay. And it's sad, but understand as sensitive as this is, we want to be sure we do the right thing. And if there's 4 instead of 3, yes, sir. If there's 4 instead of 3, I want to put 4 instead of 3. Okay. 4 of his friends, and on or about. Are you pretty sure it's July 15th? Should I say on or about? Or are you positive it's July 15th?
Positive.
Okay. Well, then I'll say on July 15th of this year, you came across Eric's page and saw a photo of Miss Johnson being taken during executive session. That photo, roughly, we know what it is. We don't have to beat it in the ground. It's the photo of between her legs under there, which was perverted in an attempt, if not successful, to show some type of nudity that she did not give consent to be taken.
Exactly.
Okay. She gave no consent, and it was nudity that was put on the social media, as what you saw when you was coming across it on Eric Steele's page.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel that he was trying to humiliate her, that it was definitely taken during an executive session, which is only to discuss personnel matters, laying accusation. What I'm going to say instead of those things, I'm going to just say a certain group of things that the city discusses in an executive session. There's only like 4 or 5 that y'all can technically discuss in there.
Yes, confidential.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I'm going to put. A executive session which is held to discuss confidential matters, and it was taken in there. You also believe that whoever took the photo, has to be extremely perverted to want to take a photo of a woman's leg, and by that you mean revealing her genital area.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make one more change just so you know. I got one of the 3 people you believe possibly took the photo, but now I'm going to change it to one of the 4 since we realized Mr. Holbrook was in there because of the video.
He was in there too. Because looking at the video, you could he was there at the city council, the open meeting, but he also went to the closed meeting. And all this can be proven also because all you got to do is look at every executive session.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign a piece of paper.
Okay.
Saying that you were in there.
All right, I'll do that.
They got copies of all that. Miriam Jordan does.
And what is the biggest? I don't want to say none of this is a big deal to me, but what is extremely important to me to know, in your personal opinion, and this part is okay for personal opinion, you truly believe, after knowing Miss Johnson, how long have you known Miss Johnson?
I've been knowing Miss Johnson since 2014.
Okay. So knowing Miss Johnson roughly 1.5 to 2 years, is it safe to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. That by speaking with her and the things that she told you, and we can say in confidence, or that day, however you want to word it, Wills, that day, that you truly, without a doubt, under oath can say that she had no idea that those photos were out there or even taken and put on social media.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Under oath. Hands on the Bible.
Yeah.
She would have never known anyway. I don't think she would have never known. And I'll tell you something else that has happened too since then.
Mm-hmm.
As of July the 16th, the next day,
mm-hmm.
Eric Steele, the mayor, and Bill Herring disconnected their connection to his page.
Okay.
As of July the 16th, the next day, after the picture, well, actually a couple days after the picture was posted, but Mayor and Bill Herring deleted their connection. You know, whenever you friend a person,
yes, sir.
If you unfriend them, the connection is broken. You will never get a notification from them again. But as of the July 16th of this year, they discontinued their connection.
So as far as the discontinue, would you say, since we're talking about Facebook, it'd be safe to say unfriended him?
Unfriended,
okay.
Yeah. And that same day, probably in the evening sometime, Eric Steele deleted that page. But you really can't delete it because if you know anything about Facebook, you only can deactivate your page, and Facebook keeps all the information that you've ever posted in they have what they call the rights to it. They maintain it in a database, actually a mega database, because people lie.
Now, on that last note, I've got that on July 16th, you also noticed that Pig Jones and Bill Heron unfriended Eric Steely. All right, and then also that Eric Steely deactivated his group called Eric's Page. Or did he deactivate his whole Facebook?
No, he just
deactivated that group. Okay.
And as of yesterday, which was July what was that? What was yesterday?
The 31st.
31st. He reactivated it.
Oh, so it's back on.
It's back on. Yeah. Back on. And all that could be.
Now, is there anything on there today?
I mean, like a whole bunch of stuff.
No, I mean,
you want to see it?
Have you seen? I can't get to it.
It's interesting.
Is it like what's on there today? Sorry about that. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb.
Just talking about this whole situation.
So it is talking about this.
Mm-hmm. How she's lying and she's this and she's that.
Now, didn't you say that's public?
It's public. Yeah, anybody can see it. His page is public. He's kind of, I don't know what you want to call him. I shouldn't talk about him, but he's not as bright as most people.
And you know what?
Because his page is public, and people could see everything that he's doing. And I don't think the mayor and Bill Heron even, I don't know what they was thinking. I wouldn't have befriended him. Not with all the stuff that he posts out there. And this is just the tip of the camel. There's all kinds of things out there. But this kind of draw the line. But the biggest thing was executive session. Who would take a picture in executive session of that magnitude and share it with somebody like that?
As of today, it's back up, or it was back up yesterday?
That's back up today. Yeah. If you had access to it, you could you could see it.
Try, but the only thing that gets me is I have to use my personal one to go there.
Yeah.
So I might
He's talking about this case. I guess he didn't read the Savannah Morning newspaper.
Oh, he did, or didn't? You think he read it?
I know he did.
Yeah, but now
his first thing he said was something about good morning to his three little friends. Have you guys read the Savannah Morning newspaper?
Can you think of anything else you would like to? I can recap again. The only thing I added from our first recap is that
I would like to say
on July 16, 2016,
in my official statement, that as an elected official,
these are mine, right? Yeah.
Yes. As an elected official, I'm concerned that I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I'm concerned that as an elected official, our mayor is connected and associates with this individual, which makes me believe that there's some type of dirty work that's going on, and Eric Steely seems to be the front man for, I guess you call it political dirty work. Personally, in my report, I would like that to be put in there too.
All right,
it's alarming to me.
Right, it won't be quoted just because if I start quoting and we make mistakes, people tend to get agitated. But this is basically how I'll paraphrase it in that area, saying while speaking to you that you wanted to, in closing, express your concerns that the mayor is associated with Mr. Steely, that you feel that Steely is the front man for dirty work.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to go into a quote. Someone just, wants to get that point out there. I don't want to go quoting because when you start quoting people, these are your strong beliefs, and by all means stick to them,
Mhm.
but I don't want to quote you as saying something like that, because I feel the actual quote that somebody done is going to help me do what I need to do, and that's sure is going to be his whole argument, that he didn't say it like that. I'm sure that's the only thing he's got to argue on. But you see what I'm saying? So I don't want to, I personally don't feel comfortable quoting somebody.
Okay.
I mean, if you want an actual quote, I can give you a statement form, and then you can actually quote it like that, and then it can be, this came straight from Mr. Barbee's statement, and then quote it. That way there's always something to back up on. But I don't want to lock nobody into nothing like that.
Okay.
I think paraphrasing it is good, and it'll cover it.
Okay.
If you're comfortable with it. I don't want to paraphrase anything, but that's literally what'll go in the supplemental portion.
And it should say the word political dirty work.
Okay.
Political dirty work. Those 3 words. If you somehow slide those in there, that's...
Now, if you want...
I will sign it.
No, if you want, I can paraphrase it, and I can quote just those 3 words, because that would be safe. Instead of a whole, in our final conversation, that if you're comfortable with that political dirty work, I will quote, as you're saying, only if you want it in there.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay, all right.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Not saying you're hiding anything. I'm just saying
you
understand my concerns on actually quoting somebody. I know that, but I don't want. There you go. I don't want to actually quote something.
I've never been in trouble. Never been interviewed before. This is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I was interviewed when I first joined the Air Force, and then the guy sat me down, and they was finna do a top secret clearance on me. He asked me questions about my background. That was about it. But I had to sign a piece of paper saying I solemnly swear to tell the truth.
Yeah, they
so help me, and I did.
These guys around here hate
21
me
years later.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm done with the Air Force.
They hate me for my Air Force, just because we were smarter than the rest of them. I had the best jail halls, best looking women. I mean, I'll tell you, everything was there.
Yeah.
We didn't. When I was there, wasn't nothing hard about the Air Force.
No, meaning
I was there.
I was disappointed. Actually, I thought it was going to be I was disappointed when I say that. I mean with basic.
Yeah.
Because I thought basic was. I thought we was going to be running more. I thought we was going to do more push-ups.
Man, we
didn't do nothing.
Yeah, red flag days and all that. So.
Yeah.
But so a lot of this will be paraphrased. I'll actually quote that, and it'll be paraphrased in the form that I told you.
Okay.
And basically, I got that you agreed to come in and talk to me and that won't be in there. That's just my field notes. It'll stay with it on today's date from about 12:25 to roughly now. So I'm on.
Okay.